What's up guys, Ninth Jim here, bringing another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive build. Today we're talking about Braviary. This Pokemon is seeing a lot of play right now on a whole lot of teams for a couple of reasons. First off, it can get Defiant, which is really good as an ability. It lets you essentially be anti-intimidate, which is really good. Whenever your attack, or whenever any of your stats are lowered, your attack is then raised 2 stages. Really good, especially good against something like Intimidate. You switch it in when you're seeing an Intimidate coming out, you bring him in, Defiant activates, and he goes up a stage. Well, he goes down 1 stage and then goes up 2 stages of attack, so effectively raising 1 stage in attack for free. So that's really cool. It also gets Keen Eye and Sheer Force, which we're not going to be talking about. We're always going to be using Defiant. It's half the reason the Pokemon's amazing. Anyway, we got a normal flying type. Pretty weird. I wish it was fighting flying, but at the same time it's fine at normal flying. The pretty good typing, pretty good offensive typing. So that's how we're going to be using it, mostly for that. It also gets Tailwind, so that's really sweet as well. Let's go ahead and look at these stats a little bit. HP 100, that's not bad. Defense 75 and special defense 75, not great, but also not bad. Speed 80 is also not great, but not bad. And attack 123 is actually really strong. So, not super bulky, but decent bulk. And as well, not insanely fast, but pretty fast. Like it's not bad. So we'll go on to the speed tier here. Show you a couple of things that it can be speedy for. So first off, here at 145 with positive nature and 252, which is exactly what we're doing. So it's on the same speed tier as all of this stuff, which isn't insane. I mean, stuff like Mamoswine and Drifblim, Togekiss, Chandelure, Mandibuzz, you know, all those. It's not that bad. So, but here we go. Here we are with a max Airstream. And instantly we're at 198. And that's not bad. So, and that's with neutral. So, positive here. Positive with max invested, we're at 217 with max Airstream. So this guy starts to be pretty fast once you use your once you Dynamax him and use a max Airstream. And that's going to be one of the game plans. We're going to go over 2 builds here. The first one being a Tailwind setter. Both of these can do this max Airstream tactic where you just start him and something else, and then you max Airstream, and then your partner Pokemon gets fast and you become fast. And it's essentially a Tailwind for those 2 Pokemon. Not actually a Tailwind, because Tailwind is multiple raises. It's double speed when Tailwind just raises you 1 stage. But it's still very strong for that, giving both of your Pokemon a very good speed boost. And then you start to get really fast, and then you speed boost again and again and again, and it's very strong. So that is going to be one of the main things that you're going to want to do with Braviary. Need some water. Alright, so Braviary, Defiant, amazing ability. Citrus Berry, that's what we have to hold on him. He doesn't really need any certain items. We have Citrus Berry on this, and we also have Assault Vest as another option. Assault Vest is obviously going to take away Tailwind though, and Protect, so it's really up to you what kind of role it needs to fill on your team. It also has other good moves other than the main 2 that we're going to be using. But for now, we're talking about Citrus Berry. That's what I've been using on mine. It's pretty good, I think. I like it. So, Brave Bird. Pretty strong. Brave Bird is a really good move. Insane damage. 33% recoil. It's fine. 120 stab. It's going to be doing a lot of damage to a lot of guys. Then we also have Close Combat. This could also be Superpower if you want. I like Close Combat more. So Superpower lowers your attack and defense, when Close Combat raises your defense. Or lowers your defense and special defense. So if you anticipate this guy attacking, taking a hit, and attacking again, then Close Combat, because then you're not lowering your own stats. And Defiant only raises your stats when it's lowered by a foe. If this was any time and you could like Close Combat and then lower your stats and then raise your attack, this Pokemon would be insane. Just Defiant would be insane in general, but it's not that insane. It's still very good though. Don't get me wrong. So Brave Bird and Close Combat are our no-brainer attacks. We also have Tailwind and Protect. Tailwind is really good. It's another Tailwind setter. You can run this on the same team as something like a Whimsicott. So you have all the speed control in the game that you can get. Tailwind's very, very strong. Have priority Tailwind, and then have this in the back for a Tailwind later when it runs out, or for max Airstream. Either way, so another good way of playing this guy is the max Airstream ability, is the max Airstream. So that can partner with a lot of really, really good teams. It can partner with the sand teams very well, which is really sweet. You know, put that with a Tyranitar start, and then you just have, whenever Braviary dies, you bring in Excadrill, and then your Tyranitar and Excadrill are both insane speed. That's an awesome way of doing it as well. Another way is just with setting Tailwind, and then your team is just super fast, and then you're just hitting close combat and Brave Bird super fast. So into the stats for a second. This is pretty cookie cutter. This will definitely change as things go on. Right now I just have max speed and max attack, and a Jolly of plus speed, or nature of Jolly for plus speed and minus special attack. We just want to be going as fast as possible, set up our max Airstreams or Tailwind immediately, and then our team is super fast. So a couple things that you'll want to know with this Pokemon is, since you're making everything super fast, this is a Pokemon that wants your team to be fast. A couple of good additions is something like a Dracovish. Make it come in, hit a Vicious Rend. This Pokemon is so crazy. When you go first, you just Vicious Rend, and then it deals double damage. You give it something like a Choice Band. You give it something like a Life Orb, something. You're hitting crazy Vicious Rends. So keep that in mind, and then watch out for Gastrodons. You know how it goes. And then another thing you want to be scared of is Trick Room. With this, you're going to make your team really fast, and then you're going to lose really hard to Trick Room. So you're going to want to have some checks. Maybe something like a Gastrodon. Maybe something like a Ferrothorn. Maybe Ferrothorn. Maybe a Duraludon. That's another really good way of doing it. Duraludon has Stalwart, so it gets right through the Hatterini Indeed combo. So that's pretty sweet as well. As for the second Braviary build, this is a Assault Vest build, and it's just going to be bulky. We don't even have any stats into bulk. However, the Assault Vest gives us 1.5 on the special defense, but then we can only use attacking moves. So then it's only going to be Iron Head and Rock Slide instead of the Tailwind Protect, which I think is fine. If this is the role it needs to fulfill on your team, definitely use it over that. But it still gets speed control. You can still max it. You can still hit max Airstream, so that's really interesting. Also still has really strong moves, the Brave Bird and the Close Combat. It also has good coverage with Iron Head and Rock Slide, letting you out opposing birds, letting you out opposing fairies, stuff like that. So depending on where your team needs to be, this is another good option. Another thing is it can also get Focus Sash, and then we're going to play it on that build. So Focus Sash is also an option, guaranteeing a Tailwind, or likely guaranteeing a Tailwind unless they, attack it first and then attack it again, or attack and multi-target attacking. So that's another option. Tailwind is very essential to a lot of teams. You're going to want to get a Tailwind up immediately and start hitting very good attacks on speed. So that's going to be a Dracovish team that's around him. A lot of the times, Whimsicott can fill that role a little bit better, but having both on your team is actually very, very strong. That's what I've been using a lot as well. Having Whimsicott for Prankster Tailwind, get Tailwind up immediately, and then Braviary comes in, hits a Tailwind on the tail end of the game, or just the max Airstream, which is also very strong. So it really depends on what this Pokemon needs to fill your role on your team. It fills a lot of roles. It can be, instead of a Corviknight, depending on what your team needs to have, just another out to Intimidate is very strong. This one makes you gain attack. The other one mirrors it back at the Intimidator. So it's good against offensive Arcanines. It's good against offensive Scrafties, stuff like that. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Braviary, to sum up, very strong Pokemon, very fast Pokemon, lets you have a lot of speed control on your team, has access to really good moves, Brave Bird, Close Combat, Tailwind, Protect, Assault Vest build, gives you Rock Slide and Iron Head. Very good Pokemon in general. We'll see play on a lot of teams. I think in the last one it saw play on like 20% of teams in the last Galar Weekly. So I will be putting up a video for the Galar Weekly on Monday, most likely, maybe Tuesday, depends on when we get the results. It's going to be on Sunday instead. So participate in that if you want to. Go to one of my Galar Weekly builds, click on the RVGC link, go into that tournament and enter that tournament. It's a really fun time. It's really good. It's good for new players. It's good for old players. It's good for if you just want to play the game in general. Super fun, super good time. So, yes, that is all I really have to say. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you want to see any kind of Pokemon in the future of these builds, go down in the comment section and say it. Generation 8 Pokemon, Generation old Pokemon, anything you want to see. I'll try and work out a video for it. So let me know what you want to see. Braviary is awesome. Yeah. Hopefully you have a good day. Enjoy the video, and goodbye.